Hello and welcome back to Disney Jules Mac 1965. This is the last of my vlogs from Disneyland Paris when we went in May, and I'm going to give you a very honest opinion of how we got on. The castle at Disneyland Paris is the most beautiful. There's no doubt about it. You get beautiful backgrounds and everything is stunning. Upstairs there is the story of La Belle au Bois Dormant, which is of course Sleeping Beauty. Downstairs, and this is in the castle Christmas shop, it's Christmas 365 days a year. And there are some beautiful items in there, but often the stock doesn't change that often. So if you're a frequent visitor, you should keep checking. But don't be surprised that you go in and think, that's the same. But I do like to get an odd Christmas piece to go on my Christmas tree, because my Disney Christmas tree is very famous and has some beautiful collector's items on it. So I'm very proud of that, and I do like to keep it updated and look after it. It isn't the biggest of shops, but there are, like I say, some nice items, but keep checking if you're a regular visitor. And there's Mick doing his brilliant job of opening the door, so I've got a bit of space to get out. It's not the easiest. So this was our last morning, so we just had a wander about everywhere, do a bit of filming for this.
Yeah.
The Disneyland Park itself needs some new rides, needs some new attractions, needs something. We are frequent visitors, and they've done a lot in smartening up the floors and things, but there are bits that are looking very jaded. There are parts that just need a massive update. And I hope at some point they will put some money in and invest in this main park.
You're looking at that shop over there.
There's some nice places to eat.
Yeah.
There's some nice rides. Don't get me wrong, it is lovely, but it needs that investment. While we were there, the long-going Sir Mickey's shop overall is still going on. Don't know why it's taking so long at all. There are still remnants of the 30th Gardens that are there, even though that's sideways on. So again, that's the problem I have with my chair, and I haven't turned that video around, so I'm very sorry. But on the whole, the new pavements work really well for me as a wheelchair user, so I'm happy with that. But come on, Disneyland Paris, let's have some big investment in this park. Like I said, the real downside for us with our trip was that second park, was the studios that's going to become Disney Adventure World. And we know that things aren't opening until 2026, and the Disney Village was all boarded up. There's just boards everywhere, and it really did let it down. We found that, it made us quite fed up, to be fair, which was really sad. It is difficult with construction boards all around me because of the way I feel hemmed in. I'm at a lower level to you all. I'm obviously nearer the ground, and it makes things very difficult. It really does. And you can see the angle on video in here, just how difficult it can be to just do things normally. Poor old Mick keeps looking back and seeing what I'm up to. Make sure that I'm not in a heap outside my chair, which I need to do. The highlight for us of this trip really was the Disneyland Hotel. That made it. It really did make it. It was lovely. Oh, headed into the bake shop there that you saw. Bought a few snacks to bring them home, because Disney snacks that you can look at on the way home and have to eat when you get home that'll last. Things like marshmallows that will last. Put those in my bag and bring them home to cheer you up. I wasn't feeling the best either when I was there. I did have a really bad chest infection that took quite a while to clear. But we had some really nice time. And what was really good is that my young grandson absolutely loved it. And it was nice to spend time just with the family. So that made it very special. Bit disappointed in It's a Small World. They seem to have, since they've done the renovations, they seem to have shrunk the width of the ramp and things to get in. So my wheelchair is now too wide. I am getting a new one, so I'm hoping I might be able to get back onto It's a Small World, because it's a ride that my little grandson loves and sings the song beautifully. So it would be lovely to go on there with him and spend some time with him on there. And this is the bit that I like, when the little dolls come out, the clock. I was lucky to be able to capture that. But the makeover for It's a Small World's been really good and really heightened the colour on the outside, and the fountains outside look lovely. But just don't reduce the size of accessible rides, please, because it stops people like me being able to go on a ride. I really wanted to see the new dolls that are in their wheelchairs, to see some representation of someone like me, but not to happen this time. So we were going to come to Disneyland Paris in November to meet up with some lovely friends, but we decided not to, because A, it's too cold for me in November, even though I'd missed Christmas, and because of the way the studios are, it just was too difficult for me in my wheelchair. So the next time we come to Disneyland Paris will be next June, which will be my 60th birthday. Again, we're coming with the family because I want to spend time with them. And hopefully the situation of construction walls in the majority of the studios, we know Frozen won't be open, but I hope the majority of the construction walls have disappeared, and that I'll be able to get out and around and about a bit and get more access to the studios with more confidence. So just coming around here, these are the new additions to Fantasyland. Not that beautiful ride, but there is, look at the Cuba Princess Pavilion. It's these little chalets here. They're doing like a mini summer food festival, making things more accessible here. And there are some nice little bits on the menu for these little chalets. And it's working a bit like the place in Place de Remy, where they have the food festival there in summer, and then of course they have the Christmas ones. So these chalets seem to be a year-long addition. They don't open straight away, they open about 11 o'clock. You'll see them starting to get ready about 10:30, and they'll be open just in time for lunch. Each has its own different menu, so there's sure to be something that you like, and especially in the summer, if you don't want to head into a restaurant or a quick service area and just want to have a bite to eat outside, then it's ideal for that. Fantasyland does still look beautiful though, but as I say, it needs some additions. It needs something. I was trying to get some good photos and some good footage of the area, but I do like the area around Alice in Wonderland maze and where the old mill is and everything, and it does tend to be quieter, which is good, especially in the morning, and you can meet and sometimes pop into the odd character around here, so it's not a bad thing to have a wander around here.
Keep the princesses as well. I said keep the princesses as well. Look, there's them shallows.
The princess pavilion queues are ridiculous. So if you're going to do that, plan your day around that very much. And you only get to see one princess. So is queuing 120 minutes, 2 hours of your day worth it? Something to think about. March Hare have some lovely ice creams based on the Curious Labyrinth, Alice in Wonderland theme. That's always worth a little stop there to get a nice ice cream. And I do like the colours of Alice in Wonderland. They're really good. And of course, there's always that second castle that you forget about. Nice to see the colours popping on the Curious Labyrinth, because as I say,
And we're
some
going
of it has
to have a
been
good breakfast as well.
all updated around there, which is lovely. Just seeing all these pushchairs, just a warning that there has been reports of pushchairs going missing and people taking things out of pushchairs. We didn't experience any of that, leaving Ted's pushchair and everything around, but just be aware that there are one or two less than salubrious people that are walking around the parks and are not operating in the spirit of Walt and his vision for a safe and fun day out.
I got a photo of the Wicked Queen showing at the window.
Upsetting one or two people.
The Wicked Queen showing at the window.
We know
Snow White.
items for babies and young children are not cheap.
No,
and not always easy to come by. So if somebody goes deliberately in a park, which is supposed to be one of the happiest places on earth, and decides then to raid a pushchair, it's a bit bad. So I hope that's never happened to you, but just be aware that there could well be an issue, and remember where you've left your pushchair. Always a good idea to smile at somebody nice like me, who's often sat holding the bags.
I don't think
there
it's
isn't an adapted vehicle or an adapted vehicle that'll fit my wheelchair.
Or if they keep a Mickey Mouse.
So always smile at a nice disabled person like me. and so you can just keep an eye on my pram. Big queue for Meet Mickey. But, I've never tried Toad Hall, and I'm going to do that next time we go. I'm a fish and chips connoisseur. I do like British fish and chips, and every time I see photos of the food and when it's updated there, it always looks nice. Or Mick looking at me going, come on.
I couldn't get past that bloke won't move.
I'm going to give it a try, and we'll report back to you.
And that poor guy couldn't see over his...
Pardon?
That poor guy couldn't see over his...
So we were starting to round up at this point. We were heading back to the UK on this night, but we were oh, there she is. There's the Wicked Queen up at the window, above Blanche-Neige est cette née. So we were basically going to try and get to Calais for about 3:30, 4 o'clock, nip into Cité d'Europe and do a bit of a shop, and then get ready for our crossing back to Folkestone at 6 o'clock. We always like to do a bit of a shop in France because nice to get some nice food. I always get a big box of croissants that I can cook when I get back, give that taste of France for a couple of days, and I mean, one of the things that I really like doing, which is a bit odd, but I'm a bit of a foodie like that.
On the main street.
Oh, just to point out there, look, they've not cleaned Dumbo's fountains. And normally that's beautifully clean. And there was a few places like that wasn't really looked after, which was a bit sad. So the thing to do if you really like Disney food is find out where they get that food from and what make it is. See if you can find it. I get Disney butter and Disney butter from Ocado, which is what they serve in the Disneyland Hotel. So I was able to have a little taste of Disneyland Paris during COVID when it shut down. Of course, we had to go and see the dragon. Oh, and here's the menus for you of those little kiosks that are in Fantasyland and the prices. So hopefully that helps you with that. Anyway, thank you for following along with this journey. Stay on this channel to follow me on my latest cruise, and we'll see you soon. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.